Hello everyone and welcome to Infused Transitions. I am so glad that you are here. For those of you who are new, welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so glad that you have joined us or come across us. We hope that you enjoy the reading. We hope you enjoy the channel and that you decide to become a part of us. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for your continued support. I do truly, truly greatly appreciate it. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I just wanted to say thank you. This channel wouldn't be here really if it wasn't for all of you. I mean, for me, this is a wonderful way for me to have a wonderful outlet to just come in and share something I enjoy and I love doing. So thank you. If any of you are wanting more information about how I read or what else I do in addition to readings, all that information can be found in the description box below. And we're going to dive in. So this deck, in case anyone is interested, is the Rainbow Healing deck. We're going, to the best of my knowledge, we're going to be using this, the Radiant Wise. Is it the Radiant Wise? No, the Oracle of the Radiant Sun. And then two decks that I've created that I'm working on getting some artwork to it. And hopefully we'll be getting them out there at some point. Okay, let's jump in. Utmost high of all that is. Let's get some messages for Infused Transitions audience, please. All readings are timeless. It gives one more, please. Thank you. We had one flip around in there. Okay, so we have Sacred Space on the bottom of the deck. Sacred Space on the bottom of the deck. So I really love this card because it really does just, I love how it depicts, you know, like you're in this vortex, if you will, or I don't know what else to call it. That's the word that's coming to my mind. And then you have this one coming down the center within that is that yellow, but it's all coming, you know, I think this card's beautiful to me. This is all energy that's coming from Utmost High. I feel like the message is that there may be some things that you could take a look at and consider, okay, is this helping my, didn't we talk about this a few weeks ago about your sacred space, your temple, your body? What are you exposing it to? What are you ingesting into it? What is ready for you to let go of? Yeah. So for some of you, maybe there's a message about basically decluttering within, if that makes sense to you. Okay, we have authenticity, identity. Authenticity and identity. It is card number 3. And and it really, that's funny. Okay, so, and then we have freedom and release. And we just talked about some things, you know, to release and let go of. And it is number 7. I'll do it this way so you can see them side by side. Okay. All right. I haven't started asking for anything yet. Okay, so let's first look at the authenticity identity card. Let's go a little bit further, a little bit deeper. So the authenticity and the identity, to me, this looks like it's a little person. And it's funny. Yeah, this symbol is what is within. It's one of the symbols that is within the body on this image that was on the bottom of the deck. You see that? So I find that interesting. So there may be some things that are being held within. These can be experiences. These could be, again, with things that we are ingesting or exposing ourselves to that are just not serving us because they're actually not in line with our true authentic self, our true authentic identity. All right, so let's get a little more on the authentic identity card, please. Let's get a little more on this. Can we go further? Thank you. Distraction detracts from progress. Distractions detract from progress. So there may be things that are coming up for you that are like getting in the way or that pull you away. Like maybe you get on this journey and you begin, but then there's other things that come up that end up pulling you away from that. And that actually is just detracting from your progress. Now that can be a combination of things. It could be a thing. You know, it could be things that are internal and external, but even external are decisions internally to allow or not allow. So, you know, again, like I said, I think I said it with this one, that there, you know, maybe it's time to do some decluttering within and see what is not serving you anymore. You know, again, these can be beliefs, these can be habits, these can be the way you're conducting certain things that just, maybe they're just done because, well, that's the way we've always done it, you know, or maybe they're things that you learned to do or you taught yourself to do and they're just not serving you. Maybe they did it one time, maybe they never did. Sorry, had to take a drink. I've been battling off a cold and allergies, and so my voice has been coming and going and all that stuff. Anyway, known or unknown, seen or unseen, the divine is moving on your behalf. So I feel like that there are things that may be coming to light for you. Now, of course, it is up to us to I guess set the intention to be aware of when these things come into our conscious awareness, to be aware of the fact that, oh, this is a message for me, or, oh, this was brought to my attention because yada, yada, yada. So that for some of you, that is an invitation to set your intention to be aware of those things. For others, it's maybe you're already on this journey of creating a sacred space within yourself and within your fields of what is immediately around you. And you're just being encouraged to know that whether you know or not, you know, the answer, the next step, or this or that, just know that, you know, the divine is watching out for you. The divine is moving on your behalf. All right, let's look at freedom and release, please. Let's look at freedom and release, please. Okay. So we have, and again, notice the word here, so freedom and release. We have revoke, reject, refuse, rumination. Invitations, whether yours or whether your own or someone else's. So in other words, you know, we do it ourselves, right? This ruminating on things that are just not serving us anymore, which makes it very hard to release something. If we're constantly talking about it, we're constantly thinking about it, we're constantly rehashing it, we blame everything that's happening within our lives that we don't like, from the tiniest thing to the biggest thing. You know, we blame it on whatever this thing is over here. Well, then how are we going to be able to release it? Right? So revoke, reject, refuse, rumination, or even where others invite you to ruminate. You know, so whether this is something that you are doing yourself, or this is something that you have someone or someone's around you that basically just reiterate it over and over and over and over and over again, and keep that energy in there and all around and active, then that's not, obviously not good. That's not serving anyone. So you're being invited to, you know, revoke, reject, refuse rumination and or invitations to rumination. And we do have, you will be whole, or you will be full again. And just like the moon and its phases and its cycles, right? You know, you will be full again. It's all comes down to cycles. All right. Let's see what else we have. All right, let's get some more, excuse me. All right, a shift in a different direction is on your behalf. So I find this interesting. So this is for that authenticity and the identity, right? Distraction detracts from progress, and a shift in a different direction is on your behalf. Now, there's times that we can have a shift in direction and we can get very upset about it. And we're like, are you kidding me? You know, I've done all this work, or I've done all this, or I've done blah, 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 or I've progressed and da 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 da. And, you know, because we don't understand, again, there's that, it's on the unknown, it's the unseen. And it can throw us for a loop. And we're and on both of these, we are being reminded and told that these things are being done on our behalf. Okay. And I realize that can seem very hollow when you're in the midst of that. And I don't mean that to be belittling to it at all. I mean that to be very encouraging that, and trust me, I get it, because there were many times that I was like, you know, are you kidding me? Are you serious? Right? But in the long run, it's like, oh, I see now why how that helped me. So, and again, twice we're being told this, that, you know, that the divine is moving on our behalf. And here it's just saying is on your behalf. And here it's saying the divine is moving on your behalf. So I do feel that, you know, there's a specific path and a specific plan. And even when you look at this card, again, you see a very defined line. This is what's in your energy around you. This is what is within you. All of this out here, that's other stuff. Right? This is about you personally, your journey, your inner self, and your sacred space within and in your immediate. So your immediate, your aura, your auric field, your vibrations, your frequencies, your energies, what's in your environment, right? So, all right, let's get another one to go for the sacred space. Let's go a little bit further. Known, unknown, seen, unseen. The divine is moving on your behalf. Thank you. And we have, you don't need the approval of others. So, and again, because we have this card and we have this one that talks about invitations for rumination. And then we have this card where, again, it's really focusing on our environment and ourselves, our frequencies and within. Our immediate, that is ours, that is outside of ourselves. Again, that our vibrations, frequencies, energies, auric field. This is ours and ours to take care of, ours to do with what we're going to do with it, whatever that is, right? That which is outside of that, it's not up to us to control other people's whatever. And this is just telling us, you know, we don't need the approval of others. What we would like to be is in alignment within ourselves, in alignment with our soul self, in alignment with our path, our journey. And, you know, these other influences that are happening are not in the best and highest. And that's why we're being shifted in direction. That's why things seem to be, well, why would that happen? Or why would this? Well, because things are moving, divine is moving on our behalf. Things are shifting on our behalf. Because clearly there are things within and things that could be in your environment that are not supporting you, helping you, not in alignment with you anymore, or ever. And again, this is because you're being given this invitation to find a place of being full again. Okay. All right, let's look at the freedom and release, please. Can we get another one for the freedom and the release, please? Thank you. Oh my gosh. I know I've said this already, but I can't help it, guys. I just love these cards. Leaving that which is non-serving opens you up to bring in harmony. You know, and again, we just talked about that. We just said that. So this really is things moving for your best and your highest, whatever that looks like, because of course that's going to be different for each person. Yeah, I mean, I think that these messages are very, very clear. I do feel that we've already been given some guidance on steps, and I feel like, okay, steps, distractions distractions detract from your progress. Well, so then maybe it's time to either eliminate distractions, especially those that are not serving and not in alignment with you anymore. But even those that are like for you to blow off steam, everybody needs to blow off steam, of course. But maybe there's more of that time happening than focusing on the self and working on the self time. You know, I mean, that's going to look different for each person. Getting hot. So it really is going to be different for each person, but you know, we're being told already the steps, right? It's time to take a look at what's distracting you and, you know, clearing out rumination. If you catch yourself ruminating, you know, and literally, again, just setting that intention to be aware, breathe, you know, Most High, God, Source, Spirit, Universe, Great Spirit, you know, ancestors, whatever that is for you, bring to my conscious awareness of whenever I immediately, when I begin to ruminate, even if I haven't even started to speak it, but I start to think it, help me to be consciously aware of, oop, that's where I was going to go. No. And then, you know, refocus, redirect a different direction of your train of thought, of your actions, of whatever it is you're doing that puts you into that energy flow, because most people are not going to want to be in that low vibing, ruminating, being distracted, not getting anything done kind of energy, right? And knowing that it's happening on our behalf. For others of you, again, there's this, you know, we're being told you don't need the approval of others. So this tells me that there may be some who are, who maybe struggle with approval. And again, that in of itself, okay, is something to look at. Get yourself grounded and connected in whatever way you do that. And just ask, you know, can you bring to my conscious awareness, or make the statement, bring to my conscious awareness, what is at the root of me craving, needing, wanting, desiring, whatever words you want to put on that, all of them, more, who know, you know, whatever works for you, the approval of others. Help me to be aware of that so that I can heal that, so I can clear that and release that, right? And then move on, because I do want to be full again, for those of you who want to be full again. Okay, so let's get another card here for the authenticity and the identity, please. Talking about the distractions and a shift in a different direction. And that's happening so that you can get into this space of being your true, authentic self. Okay, yeah, appreciation. Appreciation. So for some of you, I feel like maybe you aren't aware of the different things about your true authentic self that is available in there and is inviting you to appreciate these things about yourself. And again, if you're in that space that when I said that, you just kind of rolled your eyes and went, yeah, right, or whatever, or I'm so sure, you know, whatever it is you say, but it was just kind of that energy. Again, that's a place that it's being brought to your awareness that that's a place to begin. There's things about that you're not seeing the beauty of yourself. And I would say, because she's sitting here, she's playing music, which is an appreciation of music, right? So maybe Maybe there's an invitation to explore different kinds of music that is nurturing, that is soothing, that is, right, put you in that very calm, very receptive state, but also a very happy, healthy, calm, stress-free state. And we have a swallow. Now, I don't know the energies of the swallow, but I would suggest for someone there's something about looking up the energies of the swallow that would be beneficial for you. So I would look up the energies of the swallow as a totem animal or a spirit animal, or the energies of the swallow, and just see what comes up. Read a few different ones and see what speaks to you, if anything. If it speaks to you in some way, then that I would think that would be for you. I do feel that there is, it would be very beneficial for you for whoever this message resonates with, to, just sit down and think about what are things that you like about yourself. And if you have a hard time thinking of something, again, that's a great place to start, right? It's a great place to start. Excuse me. Sorry. Because if we don't appreciate ourselves, and if we can't meet ourselves where we are, it's going to make it much harder for us to be able to begin shifting. Not impossible, but harder. Okay. Do I do that one? Hold on a second, guys. They're showing me my bag here. This is Himalayan rock salt. A very, very beautiful, beautiful, soothing stone. Very cleansing, very healing. And they're showing me the one on the bottom. Sorry, guys, if this is noisy. They wanted me to grab this one. No, they're saying this one. Okay, we're doing these. And they're saying to put these on this appreciation card. So these are just cleansing. I mean, you can also look up the energies. We just leave these out then while we're doing this reading. Look up the energies of Himalayan rock salt. And again, just see if something within that speaks to you. Let's actually put this little one here. Just see, what speaks to you in that, if anything. And if it does, then again, that might be something for you to look at. I would also suggest, if it resonates with you, you may want to get yourself some Himalayan rock salt for the table and for cooking, and using that for a while instead of table salt, right? Because Himalayan's got a lot of minerals and stuff in it that are just naturally in there. They don't have to be ground in there or anything else. So anyway, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a doctor of any kind. You make your own choices and decisions, but you can go do the research for yourself and come to your own conclusions. Okay, let's get a little more on this, the sacred space. Okay, I'd like another one. I'll share that in just a moment. Yep, okay, I understand. Oh. Okay, so interestingly enough, so this is for the sacred space card. Let me show it to you first. Okay, we have the word caution. Now, if you notice in this card, she's standing there with her hand out. She's trying to, well, you can look at it two different ways. If you look at the expression on her face, if you look at her eyebrow, you could say that she may look a little worried, a little concerned, and has her hand up like, no, go away. For others, you could say maybe she's feeling concerned for these other beings. We have deer type here, but we also have a few that look like jackals. And we actually have a dog, not a jackal, but a dog that actually looks like it's biting this particular fawn or doe. Actually, that's a male because he has the horns. Anyway, the bottom line is, again, sacred space. We talked about having those around you who are just maybe no longer aligned for you. And, you know, when you have these deer or deer family, they're all on the run. They're all on the run. And we even have a rabbit all the way down here in the corner. And ironically enough, we have one that almost looks like it could be a jackalope or a combination between the rabbit ears and the jackal. Like it's a, you know, maybe it's well disguised, shall we say. So I feel like this card is just reiterating that again, you know, there are some in here who are good for you or could be supportive, or and whether they're in your life already or they're coming into your life, I don't know. You would know that answer. But it feels like there's the possibility for a shifting up of who is in your inner circle and or outer circle. It also feels like, you know, this is caution. Again, it's telling you with jackals in here, it's telling you, look, there are some that are running around here that really don't have your best interest in mind. So I really feel like this caution card is just saying, you know, it's time to really pay attention. It's time to really pay attention. And actions speak way louder than words. Yeah. And instantly the resistance card came out. And I get that. You know, change is challenging, even when it's good change or change that we've been working to manifest or create, right? It's change, and change can be scary. It can be difficult. You know, sometimes it can be smooth sailing, but it's still challenging on an emotional level or mental or spiritual or just physical, you know, whatever. Sorry, I'm trying to keep my throat moist so my voice doesn't go all crackly and weird or lose it. All right, let's look at the freedom and release, please. Let's look at the freedom and release card. We have that revoke, reject, refuse, rumination, or invitations to ruminate. Leaving that which no longer serves you, to bring you in harmony and being full again. Let's look at the freedom with release. And there is a lot of freedom when we release, because we open up so much space that before was so cluttered and just too full for the good stuff to be. Oh, look at that. We have the harmony card on the bottom of the deck. And I was just saying that, right? Leaving that which is non-serving opens you up to bring in harmony. And then you got the harmony card. That's the sun card. And it's just, I mean, you got the sun here and the stars. So it's almost to me like saying you've got the sun card and you've got wishes coming true. And I believe that these birds, again, are the swallow because they have the split tail. And look at all of that abundance that she's sitting on, or he's sitting on. I can't tell if those are berries or if they are roses, but, you know, self-love, self-support, because this is about the self, right? And if it's berries, it's, again, that abundance. And we have the cornucopia here on the appreciation card. Okay. We have endurance, okay? Maybe for some of you, you feel like this has been just such a long battle, or you're worried and concerned, well, what if it's such a long battle? Again, we can have this can be playing into having the resistance, because it's like, oh, I just don't want to have to do that again, or I don't want to go through this, or I'm whatever, right? Insert in there whatever that is. And I would invite you then to say, okay, what can I do to heal that? But even in this endurance card, we also have the sun. So again, you have the sun in here twice. You do have the cornucopia. Oh, sorry, I'm wanting to sneeze. And And also, to me, this also makes me think of the strengths card in the tarot. And it's like, you know, taming the beast within, right? So it's about getting the mental, emotional bodies to a state of balance and alignment. So that, again, you can have that harmony, right? This is about not letting things spin out of control, the rumination, and saying, well, you know, I can't help it. Well, we can help it. Everything is a choice. Everything is a choice. And we have bluff. Okay, so this is interesting. We have bluff, and we have speculation. Bluff and speculation. You're probably thinking, well, how does that even get in there? Well, because it's a choice. Now, here's the thing, and hear me out. Our amygdala, its purpose is to keep us safe. And it will frequently tell us all sorts of things, you know, to feel these things, think these certain things, la la la, when we are getting ready to go do something, because like, oh wait, no, that's not safe, that's not safe. Now, there are times when that actually is true and that works in our favor, but there's a lot of times where that is just old programming, old drama that has not been healed, or it's things that are just no longer true. So again, it takes discernment within yourself, but it is a choice, right? There is a thing about getting balance, because there's all these stars that are there and available. There's this love, but there's almost like whatever this pain is keeping you, I just heard the word shackled, even though this is not a picture of shackles. It's, again, it's having your feet and legs, or your legs hobbled, so that you can't truly take a full step. You might have to, you know, like this, and it's a choice of some sort. And I feel like the bluff is coming, you know, from the stories we tell ourselves, or the amygdala trying to keep us safe. And it's time to put that under speculation. Really, is that really what it's doing? Is it really keeping me safe, or is it really holding me back? Right? And it's time to, as I frequently say, put on that detective hat. It's time to get out your, it's time to get out your magnifying glass, right? It's time to really putting yourself in those things when they come up under the microscope, and asking, okay, so what is really at play here? Is that really serving me, or is it not? Is that an alignment? Does that make me feel harmonious? Does that make me feel full again? Or can I even see how that will bring me into harmony and make me full again? It really is about investigating, speculation. And, you know, I had somebody once years ago, and her line to me all the time was, you know, when things like that happen and the ego wants to step in, and you know, that's when you just have to say, thanks, ego, but I got this, right? You're acknowledging, you're not hiding it, you're not burying it, you're acknowledging, okay, yeah, I get that, and thank you, I have it, I got it, and thank you, but I have it, right? So, and I feel like that is an important step, because otherwise we're just trying to ignore things, and we're trying to bury things, and we're trying to not acknowledge them. And that's not helpful to us, because then it's still sitting there, right? Next we have enthusiasm. And again, we have the stars here. It's almost like, yeah, just flying high, raising the frequency and the vibrations, And I realize this is not the sun, but that's what it makes me think of, because of what he's wearing on his head. I really feel like, you know, it's going to be, and maybe that's where the thing about, I said something about music somewhere, and because she was playing a guitar, and the bird, the swallow, you know, enjoying and appreciating the things that are around us, nature, animals, flora and fauna, water, you know, I'm seeing like waterfalls, or hearing waterfalls for somebody. Yeah, it's finding that thing that raises your frequency and your vibration. And I'm actually, you know, just heard that, you know, when you're in that space of something that makes you feel enthused and happy, or just And there's a difference between being relaxed and being in this. And if you know what, if you've experienced this, you know what I mean, that heart-spaced, love-filled place of relaxation, which is different to me than regular relaxation. And whatever you can do, or whatever, you know, whatever it is that lets you get that connection for that appreciation, and you get into that relaxed, beautiful, love-filled space of relaxation, that is where to go in and, you know, bring in, you know, again, utmost high or whatever, you know, bring in my, you know, raising my vibration, helping me to level up. I don't know, whatever words you want to use, but to really bring my vibrations and my frequencies, my energies, my attitude, my, you know, my aura, my auric field, and just really do a cleanse for me here in this space. Really bring this up, and whatever words you want to use, setting your intentions, whatever that may be for you. And that is a beautiful space to do that in. Beautiful space to do that in. And then we have principle. And it's interesting because, and I'll show you this in a minute, we have the sun and the moon that are balanced. They're on each side. So again, we're talking about balance here, which we even see the sun and the moon here on those people that are within this picture in front and behind. This one has the sun and this one has the moon. And I had said how that made me think of the sun. So again, you've got like the sun like 4 times now. 2 here, this person, and 5, this one. And we have the moon, so we're talking about gaining balance, which we see in the balance here with the justice scales. There isn't a call for bringing in balance, and it's up to you to decide, do you want to answer that call or not? You know, free will, free choice. We do see the Hierophant here, and with the hat, but the hat has been untied and it's not sitting on the Hierophant's hat anymore. And we do have the peace dove with the olive branch in his mouth, and stars are on its body. I would say take that however it resonates with you personally. And then I would say also that because we have the Hierophant's hat here with the strings open, I would say this is about freeing yourself from, or at least a portion of this, is about freeing yourself from having your mental and emotional bodies running the show, running amok, running out of control, I'm hearing out of bounds, out of the boundaries that are healthy boundaries for yourself. So whatever that looks like. And if you don't know what healthy boundaries look like, which I didn't when I first started my thing, I thought I did, but it was like, oh my gosh, no wonder why things were so messed up for me. There's a lot of books out there about spiritual boundaries, about regular boundaries, boundaries in relationships. You know, again, put on that detective hat and find what works for you. Okay. But I feel like with those strings being open and the hat being off, it's like you don't have to follow these specific rules, these specific, teachings, whatever that is, looks like for you, whether it's spiritual or not. There's a lot of things about organization, ruling, someone who held the purse strings. So for some of you, that might be something that's happening or that has happened, and now you're trying to find your balance and your equilibrium around all of that. And again, freedom. We've untied that. We've let that go, and that brings in freedom with that release. Guys, I think this is like a really beautiful reading. Hold on just a minute. Okay. It's really funny how sometimes cards can just unfold a story on their own so rapidly. So hang with me here real quick. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize it's already been this long, guys. I'll try to go really fast. So we got the card submission, escape, loss, drama, status, domination, acquisition, decision, friendship, charity, achievement, originality, restlessness, independence. Okay, now let me put it together really quickly for you. This is what I'm getting from all of this. All right. So I was going to wrap up the reading, and then they were like, no, look at the bottom of the deck. Okay. Should have known. So I feel like, so the submission is, if you look at this, the bird is in a cage, but the cage door is wide open. I mean, all it has to do is turn around and see that the door is open and leave. And I feel like for some of you that maybe that is the message, whether this is a relationship, whether this is just not taking care of yourself, whether it's about whatever it is about, you have a way out. It's just you're not seeing it. So again, getting into that space, get yourself grounded and connected, and ask to be made consciously aware of where is that next step to help you to move outward. This is where things get uncomfortable, right? Where we have a lot of this resistance because change can be disconcerting, okay? But I do feel like some of you are trying to get out of something that is not healthy, okay? You're wanting to have a quick exit. You're wanting to get support. So again, and then we have this, where did it go? The charity card. So I feel like for some of you, there's also resistance around leaving because you don't want to deal with the drama. You don't want to deal with the loss, the pain, whether that is mental, emotional, physical, financial, spiritual, whatever that is, right? It's going to shake up your world. It will change things. But maybe there's this, because we do have status, acquisition. Yeah. Okay. I thought there was another one. And well, even in the loss, you see the nice home, and there's a family, and then there's the loss, right? So I feel like for some of you, you feel that if I go do this, whatever this is for you, that you feel like you're going to lose everything. You'll lose your status, you'll lose the money, you'll lose the home. At the same, on the flip side of that token, right, there is you're being, maybe you are being encouraged or just have fallen into being submissive, being dominated. There's all this drama, right? But you're feeling restless. You're feeling restless about all of this, right? Because we have the restless card here. You're feeling very restless about all of this, and it's making you want to do something. It's making you want to change. But there is a lot of second guessing. There's a lot of discomfort, a lot of resistance around it. That's normal. I do see the charity card here. So for some, there may be an element of pride that, well, I can't ask for a handout, or embarrassment because of the situation, whatever that may be. Again, I am not advising you. I am not an advisor of any kind. I am not a professional. You will need to go do your own research and go look up the different kinds of help and support that would be beneficial for you at this time, should you choose to do whatever this is. Always ensuring you're safe, right? So, but here's the thing that I'm getting. There is a decision, because we have the chessboard here. We have the wheel, and we have what looks like either the high priestess or the empress to me here. And then there's this stone wall, but there is a door in this stone wall, which again, just like the bird, the door's open. It's just a matter of, are you going to go through or not? There is a friendship here that may be a new friendship, and it could be an old friendship, but one that could be very supportive. I'm not sure if this is a heron or a crane, but you may want to look up both of those birds and see if any of that speaks to you. And interestingly enough, when I was looking at the flowers, I think these are morning glories. I could be wrong. And when I was looking at the plant behind that, two came to me at one time: pussy willows and wheat. And it's funny because that's the second time in 2 days that wheat has come up. So you may want to look those things up. We do see that there is a lot of divine support. There are 3 angels over this card with the woman with 2 children and the charity, and she's leaving this big building that is in the background, which could be this big building. But there is an achievement. We have achievement and originality, which takes us back up here to the authenticity, and the restlessness, which is what's prompting this desire to change, to shift things. And then we have independence. We have Stonehenge down here at the bottom, or what looks like Stonehenge down here at the bottom. And then I don't know who that is, but you know, you get the feel of Egyptian there. We do also have moon energy, so maybe not announcing things until things are till you're, you know, able to safely extract yourself, if that is a concern. And that you'll need to go find someone else. We do have, again, this domination, and we have these scrolls, and we have this cross and a crown. So again, it leads to all of that, you know, strictness, rules, things have to be done a certain way. And again, we come over here to those ties have been broken. Those ties have been opened and let loose. So I do feel like this overall still, even with this, guys, I do feel like this is really a good message. It's bringing in an amazing opportunity to shift things for yourself. I totally get the resistance, the apprehension. It's a big, big decision. But again, we have choice here and we have decision here. You may be having to make multiple choices and decisions along the way. We do have 3 12s in a row. I just noticed that. Submission, escape, and loss are all number 12. That's crazy. And you have 2 9s in a row. And then you have 7 8 7. We have 11 and 1 and 11. 11, 1, 11. So 1s, you have 2 4s in a row. And then you have 2 9 2. So, you know, things I would say that, you know, there's plenty here to think about. I would suggest making sure you're doing everything you can to move with safety, with balance, with alignment, with harmony. And again, put on your detective hat, your magnifying glass, do your research, because it's going to be different for everybody. And, you know, do your research, reach out for professional help in various fields if that's what you need or want. But I do feel this has been a good reading. I feel that it's bringing you to a beautiful space of appreciation with your cornucopia, with your independence, and being full again with that freedom and really being your authentic true self and having a healthy sacred space within yourself and your vibrations and frequencies. So that's the messages I have for you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, the notification bell, and share if you know anyone who could benefit from this message. All of these things do help me. Yes, they also help our channel, but they also help us to get these messages out to others who could also possibly benefit from hearing the messages within this reading or any of the other readings, or just being a part of this channel. So until next time, guys, thanks so much for being here. Bye.